That's serious.
Jesus,
Gosh.
Sarah.
I'm over here eating cookies, just like sharing
I'm
stories.
so glad you're eating those.
Oh man, these are one of my favorite kinds.
Famous Amos.
Famous Amos.
They are delish.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Brain Candy Podcast, episode 372. Sarah,
Whoa.
how are you? This is airing on 11/11.
Ooh, I love that.
Lucky. Are you into that?
Yeah.
You seem like it.
Yeah, I am. You know, I just feel, it almost feels like, it's like that confirmation bias thing, or like, you know, I'm like, and I'll like receive a text message from somebody at exactly 11:11, and it'll be like somebody I really care about or been thinking of, and I'm always like, oh, perfect timing.
I'm going to start doing it on purpose.
Yeah, you definitely should. And then I keep the clock in my car a little bit fast, because, you know, it helps me be on time to places.
Yeah.
Sort of, sometimes. And so sometimes I get it twice, because I'll see it on my phone, and then I'll be like, see it in the car too.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, double. You know, so really it's like
Do you
4
make a
times.
wish?
No, I've never done that. Oh, I should.
You know those ladies that do that?
Like ladies. They're always ladies, right?
Because I always think about, I think it was Paris Hilton who always did that on fucking Instagram, where she'd be like, 11:11, make a wish.
yeah, I'm annoyed by that.
Why are
Yeah.
you doing that?
Yeah.
But people get real into it, Sarah.
Maybe making a wish every now and then isn't the worst thing, because it's almost in a way like, I don't know, practicing gratitude, maybe putting something out into the universe that you like want.
I don't even object to that. It's more of the telling other people.
That I object to. Pretty much prescribing anything to other
Right.
people when they have not asked for it. I had to learn that lesson. No ask, no advice. That's what my therapist always said.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because like I give unsolicited advice to people who maybe don't want my advice.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
Yeah, I do. It's like,
I know.
and
what
so
you
I was
mean.
like, and she was like, you know how they want your advice? They're paying you for it. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's good. You know.
Good rule of
It was
thumb.
mainly on how to like not go home and be a therapist to whoever I'm dating or married
Yeah, I
to
get
and
that.
all that stuff. You know.
So I forgot to ask you,
Yeah.
whenever I was still in Pittsburgh and you had already come back, and then I went out to dinner with my friend Kelly.
Yeah.
And we were texting you during dinner.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
I wanted to follow up because
Oh, I'm like, let me get my text out. What did I say?
Kelly is a lesbian.
Yes.
And
Oh, right.
she's married with kids. And
I don't mean, oh, right, she's a lesbian. I knew that part. I mean, oh, right, because now the memory of the conversation is coming back up. Just to be clear, people who are listening.
Yeah, and she noted how you identify as a queer woman, and you're up until recently were dating around, and she wondered if you had dated any women, and I said no, and she was like very disturbed because she truly was. She was like, I don't think it's fair then for her to identify as queer if when she's single she only dates men.
Right. But I was not opposed to dating women, and I absolutely barked up a few trees and kind of got like the cold shoulder.
The cold vagina.
Yeah. And there was one
wonder
person that I was like,
why.
ooh, is she? And I'm kind of into her. She wasn't a lesbian.
Oh.
And so I was like,
Okay,
you know.
so you're just like, maybe it's that you're not practiced enough now.
Yeah.
You're like rusty.
Yeah. But it's like, and you know, now I would, there's a new word that I heard. It's like, I can't even remember what it is, but I would almost maybe relabel myself. Oh, what do they call it? Heteroflexible. That was it. Where your baseline is like, I'm mostly heterosexual, and then, you know, I'm flexible to another relationship or with somebody else. But no, I will say that Kelly's probably right about that. And, you know, I do have to kind of like re-examine what my label would be, because I feel like for myself that I would like a relationship like with a man, and especially like kids and family and that kind of thing. And that's just happens to be like what I'm into at this current moment.
Do you think that you see that sort of traditional path as like the cleanest route to a family? Because, you know, that you of course can do it in other ways.
No, I think maybe my role in the relationship would be different with whoever I'm with.
Yes.
If I'm with a woman, I take on more of the, like the aggressor, or more of like the type A, more of the person who's kind of in control in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And I'm really exhausted from doing that.
Oh my God.
I'm like tired I don't want to do that. So like I can see that, like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Just food for thought.
Yeah. But I probably identify more in the hetero category because of my interests and
All
you
right.
know, who's getting my who's like getting the motors running these days. Mm-hmm. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell her. So we're not calling you queer anymore for now.
Yeah,
we'll put that on hold.
We'll put that on. I guess we kind of like, you know, maybe. Yeah, and I kind of used that. I feel like it's almost like the catch-all of like, well, I don't really know, and you know, or I don't feel like, you know, because it's not like I'd be like, nope, never. But I know what I like right now, and I certainly like the relationship I'm in, and he's definitely a dude.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, and I'm really into that. Yeah.
I was going to go over all my notes because I took a bunch of funny things and they're all gone.
No!
I have no idea on my phone.
Suze, that's like what happened to me that time. Did you update?
No.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm like really lost. I'm just devastated right now.
Oh, I would be too.
But well, maybe they're in my like cloud.
Yeah.
The magical cloud.
Right. Or
that
like
never
on the
seems to
notes
work.
on the computer, do they like...
Maybe.
Because sometimes it like is in one place but not the other for
I
me.
love how concerned you are.
I am concerned because I know what that was like when I had I was like, oh,
It's like everything was in there.
all the funny stuff. And it's all like the little stuff, you know, like the...
Yeah.
Not like the article that I've like saved and put in my phone or like written, you know. It's like the quick little notes that are like always the good stuff.
Well, that was the one I remembered, though, was the kill. And then, like, you would respond, and then she would just take my phone and write. And I was like, what are you doing?
I believe I responded with, I'm interested in the deep dickin' right now.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know who it was laughing
She was
at
like,
me.
no.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay. We'll update her. We'll let her know.
It's a very crude way to put it. But what you know, that's how we roll on the podcast.
I read a little thing that I thought was helpful to people who... you know how people are always saying, when are you going to have kids? Mm-hmm. And it can be
annoying.
Not welcome.
And usually it's people who have kids that are like, just want you to join their
misery.
Their team. Their tired team.
Did I just project?
The tired team.
Yeah. Misery loves company. Mm-hmm. And this was somebody asking for advice. What should I say when I really don't feel comfortable with the question and not whatever? Yeah. And the person that was answering said that a good way to sort of deflect that is by asking, why do you ask?
Oh,
to the person.
Gosh, that's good.
Yeah.
Turn it right around.
Puts it back on them.
Yes.
And it might make them more aware that the question is not ideal. Yeah. And they'll answer and then it'll make more sense. Like they think, well, I'm just so happy for you right now and I want to know what's next. Like the intention is usually very good.
Yeah.
But usually if someone doesn't have kids, it's because they either don't want them or can't have them.
Right.
And sometimes they don't want to share that with you.
Definitely not.
But it's hard not to ask.
Yeah.
Because
that's a good one for a lot of, as a response to if we go back to how we started the conversation. Maybe I should say, well, why does she ask? And then she would say, well, because this is, and then
you'd know, you have more insight and more knowledge about how to answer. Mm-hmm. And they might be more aware that that's a touchy question.
Yes. And like just look in the mirror a little bit of like, oh, yeah, what does this do to somebody when I ask this? It is important to do.
To say what?
To call them out on that and to kind of be like push back a little bit and like change that whole pattern and also be aware when you're asking those things, like maybe don't, or like, you know, of
because
what it could.
If you say, I would like to have kids, nobody ever says, well, why? But if you say you don't want to have kids, you are setting yourself up for a whole line of questions.
So true.
Like having kids is the default. And so if you're like, I want to have a kid, no one would be like, are you sure? Are you ready for that? Everyone's just like, great.
That's so true.
And so,
do you think that's changing though with like younger because I do hear that people are kind of more like, yeah, maybe I won't have kids. Like it feels like
Yeah.
Younger generations are a little more open to, or like understand the cost, what comes with raising a child, and really just like the financial toll it takes on, individual, family, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think there are more people who are finding fulfillment and satisfaction in their lives in other ways.
Well, and I think that the income inequality has grown so much that a lot of people just frankly can't afford it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I can't afford a kid. I'm like,
I got avocado toast to buy. That's what people think of millennials. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's like we're all just sort of hoping for the best.
Yeah. Oh my God. And have like $1 billion in student loans.
Yeah. And I thought that's good advice though, because it's a common question that happens. People ask me all the time if I'm going to have another one. So I imagine that they would ask if you got married again, they're going to say, when are you guys going to have kids?
Yeah.
That's just a thing.
Yeah.
So it's just good to have something in your back pocket there. Yeah. And if you want to have really cute back pockets, you should choose to buy some stuff from Everlane.
Yes.
I really love their clothes. I just am really impressed with the quality of like the cashmere sweaters and their leather goods.
Amazing. Those
really
shoes
nice
I will
stuff.
not get. Like, you can tell when the shoe is well made.
Yeah.
And like the bottoms, the soles of the shoes, they have like a really expensive fine leather feel.
Right.
I'm like, these are, oh my God. And they come with little like things that you put in them to keep them like the nice shape, like the little formers. I love it. I feel so fancy with them.
They use the finest materials, but they don't have those traditional markups. And they are transparent about the steps in their process and the real cost that it takes to make these ethical clothes. And they have a lot of really classic pieces, like staples for your wardrobe.
What are they called? Capsule wardrobes?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have just sort of the essentials and then you can build around it. I just really love it. And the pieces are versatile. They're simple, stylish. Basically, if you like my style, you will like Everlane. Mm-hmm. And right now, you can check out our personalized collection at everlane.com/braincandy. Plus, you get free shipping on your first order. That's everlane.com/braincandy. Everlane.com/braincandy.
Yes.
Lovely.
So it's kind of, like fall season. And one thing that people like to make around this time are apple pies.
Yes.
And I was like, who doesn't like that? Actually, I should say I'm like 50-50 on apple pie. It's not my favorite, but I get it.
Yeah.
I need some sometimes they're too sweet. I need some vanilla ice cream with that. But this is not why I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because I was talking to my brother, and, he always has good stories that he comes up with. And he was talking about how long your fruits and vegetables, like the length of time from when they're picked to when they are in your grocery store.
Oh, okay. Oh, in their grocery store.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So guess how long your run-of-the-mill apple that you'd buy from a normal supermarket stays, like, how long is it before those make it out onto the floor?
I'm going to say a month.
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
9 to 12 months.
No.
Can you believe that?
No.
There's a chemical coating that they put on it that makes it not go bad.
Yeah.
9 to 12 months. And I want to know, how come it goes bad in 5 days in my refrigerator?
Is this just apples?
This article that I looked at broke down different fruits and vegetables.
What's like
things like that.
Sort of range.
And so like spinach and those guys. Potatoes, 11 months.
Get out.
Yeah, stored for up to 11 months after being harvested prior to being sold. Some are sold immediately, but others could hang out in a warehouse for a while.
A warehouse?
Yep. And lettuce, on the other hand, does not hang out for months, but it might not be as fresh as you think, according to this journalist from NPR's Fresh Air, Jo Robinson. She said bagged lettuce can be 2 weeks old, meaning they've lost some of their health benefits. And that she said to not rely on prepackaged greens because those stay there for longer, and to do like the fresh stuff.
What's the benefit of eating it fresh, though?
More nutrients, and it
over time it dissipates.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
because that's what they said about like the 2 weeks that that the salad can be there. Tomatoes harvested in California are stored for up to 6 weeks before being sold, but in Britain they're stored for only about a week. So maybe different pesticides, different chemicals that we're using, all that stuff. It is just crazy to me. And carrots, anywhere from 1 to 9 months. The fact that, like, our carrots are 9 months, some of them are 9 months old that I'm getting, like, kind of, I don't know, it's crazy to me.
How come they go bad in my fridge so fast?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what? How come my apple turns brown? Does it, like, magically know it's left its pile of apples at the store and, like...
Well, do they provide an explanation for that?
Nope.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, maybe, like, I can't figure that one out either.
Because I'm constantly throwing crap out.
Yeah.
Which I hate to do.
Yep,
Especially produce, because it's like someone put their, that's their handiwork. I don't know, it feels more important.
I've definitely thrown away, like, 3 bunches, I don't know what you call it, of kale over the past month, like, with expectations that I'm going to make, like, my sweet potato hash breakfast. And then I'm, like, out of eggs or missing one ingredient, or I'm like, I'll just, not eat oatmeal.
Yeah.
And then the kale goes bad, and like, the sweet potato doesn't because it's still sitting out there. So I keep thinking, I tell myself, I'm like, sir, you actually have to eat the food for it to count as being healthy. And
this is a common thing. Don't feel too bad. We all have the best of intentions.
We do, right?
It's just hard to time it right. And I know that they all say, you have to do like a schedule, meal plan. Yeah. That's hard.
Right. And like when you got, and then you got like a busy like social calendar. And
we're
booked
solid over here.
Booked solid. And my friend just texted me, hey, you want to go dinner Monday night? And I was like, no, definitely. Right. Could you imagine? What if I said that? No, I'm sorry. I really have to eat this kale.
Just sat there
just
raw.
like a rabbit just munching on some kale.
I do enjoy the process of when you use up your food.
Oh, the best.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
But it's hard to accomplish. But this is a real mystery about why the devil. Maybe they just push it to the absolute longest they can, and then they put it on the floor, and then it goes bad in our fridge.
Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't like it.
Seems like a weird business model to like, I don't know. But
it's working out great for them.
Yeah, right? I was watching Chet, for my season of the Real World, and I was watching his Instagram story, and he was talking about a trip to Costco that he took where he saw a guy who was in, I think it was apples or pears or something, but you know how they'll have like those pre-packaged, it'll be like 5 of them in a box. And, you're supposed to just, like, take the box. And this guy had opened up the box and was swapping out for, like, the best of the best.
Come on.
And Chet was like, and now
Chet
this
do?
guy's touched every other one, and you got his hands all over your apples. And
people
do
always think they're going to beat the system. That is fun to watch.
I have a few tricks.
What do you do?
But
Name one.
My tricks, I'll tell you, too. Because, my tricks were told to me by somebody who... Maybe you told me one. Because there was somebody who like worked at a produce, and that was you.
Yeah.
How when you go to buy broccoli, there's like the head of broccoli, and then there's you can get like broccoli crowns or whatever, like that what they call it? Yeah. Yep. And then they have like the regular bunch of broccoli. And I heard that the trick is to get the regular bunch and just break off the stem and toss the stem in that little like, they sometimes have like a cart out there that has like
what is that a trick for?
Because it makes it weigh less, and so you're paying less. Like I'm paying for a stock that I'm not going to because that's like a weight of.
Well, I know what you mean, but usually broccoli is sold by the bunch rather than the weight.
Oh, the ones I've seen are sold by weight.
Oh, okay.
And so you snap
You're
off
not
that little.
For that.
Nope, I ain't paying an extra 12 cents for that little end that I'm going to just toss out.
I did not give you that
so,
tip.
Yeah, okay, so that one. And then the other one, this one is just like a Sarah original. You know how they always have the bags of grapes?
Yeah.
And you're like, you're supposed to grab the whole bag? I don't need that many grapes.
Wow.
So I always open up the bag and I grab a little stem, one of those.
I bet a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah, they do, because all of them are open by the time I get there. I always grocery shop at night, and they're like, everybody else has done that too.
And another thing that blah, blah, blah is Omax Cryo Freeze. I I think I told you guys last time I sent my mom some because she threw out her back.
Yeah.
And I got the scoop. She loved it.
See, we're just like slowly convincing your mom that CBD is the way.
And I sent her a packet of Omax, the sleep CBD stuff. And I am so psyched about it because, like, Peg Meister using CBD.
Love it.
And keep in mind, this isn't like THC. This isn't
right.
like
it's not
woo-woo.
the active, like, yeah.
But it's still hilarious because Peg Meister didn't even allow me to date until I was 18.
Oh, my God, I love it. Finally, those tie-dye clothes she's wearing look like they're more, like, more appropriate. Yeah.
But she said it worked great. She used the... Cryo Freeze on her back, and she said that it really helped her manage the pain. As Sarah said, it's a CBD product, non-prescription, triple action pain relief roll-on, specifically formulated to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. It's such a great thing to have on hand.
Yes.
Because, like, if you do have an ache or pain, and you can
who doesn't after the age of 30? I know. Like, for real. I got to, like, 4 I can roll it on right now.
I'm at that age where, like, I get out of bed and I have to steady myself for a few seconds before I start walking.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious.
So sad.
Yeah.
But they have a deal for you guys, and they have tons of great products, so check them all out. But if you're looking to relieve your muscle and joint pain within 15 minutes and need a natural yet powerful solution that is tested and works, try Cryo Freeze Pain Relief Roll-On. The quick absorbing, scientifically backed formula provides pain relief instantly, and if pro athletes use it, well, it must work. Remember, go to omaxhealth.com today and enter code BRAINCANDY to take advantage of the incredible savings. That's omaxhealth.com and enter code BRAINCANDY to get 20% off CryoFreeze site-wide and site-wide products. Don't let muscle soreness continue to be an excuse for not living an active lifestyle. Go to omaxhealth.com and feel relief faster.
I could have used that when I was on the challenge.
Yeah, right?
No joke.
That is such a good point. I think about that, the things we put our body through.
It's insane.
It's really not good what we did.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago when I went to Not Scary Farm and we had to stand in line for a really long time. I mean, we were in line for like 2 hours sometime. And we were like, dang, I got to stretch. My legs hurt. And my legs were like swollen. My ankles were like swollen from standing for so long.
When I went to Pittsburgh and I flew back home, I read the whole way back. And the next morning, my neck hurt.
Yes.
I was mortified.
Just from having your head down. Oh, my gosh.
They call it tech neck.
Oh, yes. I've heard of this.
Because if you're on your phone all the time and you're looking down, then you get it.
I've heard that there's we can get a hump.
Yes.
Okay,
kids are getting a hump.
I'm terrified of that. I'm like, I need to get the shoulder thing. I cannot have that hump.
It's not good, especially for kids. And I tell Lincoln, and it's falling on deaf ears, probably literally at this point because he's not using headphones, but I don't know.
Stop being hilarious.
He probably really is.
Oh, God.
But what can you do?
Yeah.
Any hoodles. What did I want to tell you?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I think you're going to like this.
Oh, okay.
This was a New Yorker article.
Love them already.
About a program that they've introduced in France where the mail carriers also check on the elderly folks.
Oh.
Which I think is a great idea.
So often they're the ones who discover, somebody who's fallen down.
Yeah.
And...
Or if somebody passes away and no one, because they're there every day.
Oh my God, it makes total sense.
Yeah, and I love that they've formalized something that was probably already happening, casually.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people that had trouble during a heat wave, and that's what made them
really dangerous.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's in dehydration and just heat. I was watching some medical drama on TV that I love. I can't remember which one it is, but in the program, they saw that a lot of people who were older, weren't coming in regular. And this, of course, is a medical drama, TV show.
Yeah,
it's fictional, but still, I think applies to this. Where they were saying in the show, they were saying, okay, the same people, older people who are not getting the medical attention they need are coming back, and then we have to do surgery on them again, and it costs us so much money. So could we find a way to get nurses to the house to check on them more often? Oh my God, people are calling me. Get out of here, people. And so how can we like get nurses to check on them more often? And they were like pitching that to the hospital, and the hospital was like, are you kidding me? That's going to cost so much money and blah, 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 blah. And then one guy there was like, just get him a dog. And they're like, what? What do you mean get him a dog? Yeah, and then get him a dog walker that comes by twice a week or twice a day. How much does that cost? $15 an hour. Great. That's cheap. Like, and they were like, oh my God, genius. The person's happy because they have a dog. Then somebody comes by. But just the idea of having a regular person come by the house to check on somebody is really the important takeaway in there.
Yeah.
And is like, oh, is there another way without it involving a medical community that costs a lot of money? There's a lot of like, you know, rules and regulations and guidelines and qualifications and blah, 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 blah. Could you come up with an alternative to have somebody check? Mail carrier is a perfect option. There every day.
Yeah.
Rain or shine.
Or so they say.
So
just
they
ask
say.
Cliff Clavin.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll sit down and have a glass of iced tea or something, and then, you know, kind of just be there for just a second.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
And if not, I don't know if they alert family or if it's more of like you put it into a system and then the family can check it. I don't know how it all plays out, but I think the idea is great.
And you know what it's doing is it's creating, it's kind of sad that we have to look to like a business model to kind of do this, but it's creating community and connection. And these are things that maybe would have been, if you were to look back 50 years ago, however long ago, was already kind of happening.
Yeah.
It's like people knew their milkman. People knew their, you know, the people who would come by the house.
Yeah, now we have to simulate it.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I mean, whatever. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if things were different, but it's not going in that direction.
It's not.
And so many people, not just elderly folks, but so many people are struggling with loneliness and isolation.
Oh God, that really is a buzzword. Like I'm have you heard about these benches that are like, come by and sit on this bench if you need a friend or if you need.
Who's sitting there,
It's
though?
like people at like it'll be a park somewhere and they'll have a bench where.
Is there like a designated friend though, or you have to hope someone comes by?
It's like a conversation bench where like if you're older, you know, it's usually people who are older sit on there, and it invites like somebody to come by and they even have them. I've seen them in elementary schools. Where it's like,
it's nice.
This is like a buddy bench, they call it, where it's like you can come sit here if you don't have anybody to eat lunch with, and then some other buddy can come by and sit there. And I think when you do something like that and you highlight the person who like doesn't have a buddy, that would make me the child who's like the, you know, empath who cares about everybody. I would 100% go sit there and talk to that kid.
Yeah.
I might actually be the kid sitting on that bench. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, that might stir up separate problems, but it's a nice intention.
Yeah, I do think so.
And
the things I've seen about that, it has really good. It's had really positive results.
That's good.
I think it's one of those things where maybe it wouldn't work in high school, but it works in elementary school.
You were bullied, right?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
Or junior high?
The whole thing. Ever.
You're like, yes.
Forever. Yes. All the above.
What were they bullying you about?
I was, I was talking to a few people about this recently, that I was the same as I am now. It's just weird when you're a kid and like cool. And they're like, oh yeah, that's cool now. We'll give you your own podcast. But before it was like, she's a freaking weirdo.
I mean.
And, just like cracking jokes.
But what
and,
were they though? What would they say?
Like what would the bullies say?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot about like my clothes. And even though my clothes were really the cool stuff, because my mom was a wardrobe stylist and she was dressing me in all the stuff that they're wearing now because the 90s are back. I'm like, oh, I had that skirt. Oh, I had those shoes. I had that fuzzy yellow sweater. And
that was very specific just then.
Yeah, because I just named you the whole outfit that I definitely got called Big Bird for wearing. And now you can find that at Forever 21, head to toe. So.
Stop.
Yeah. And it's from Contempo Casuals. It was real cool. Do you remember that store?
Yeah, I do.
Best.
Do you
Clear
remember
mini
one
backpack.
called 579?
No.
That one was
We've talked about this before. I think it's an East Coast thing.
Oh, and units I've talked to you about,
yeah,
too.
I don't know that one either. Oh,
You
where
would've
everything
loved
came
that.
in like a little
A
bag.
packet.
Yeah, I never knew that one. Yeah. So also, I think I was like, well, now I see this is absolutely a result of me being a child that experienced sexual abuse. But I was like a kissing bandit. I like wanted to kiss everybody. Boys, girls, I was kissing.
Get out.
Yeah, and so I think I got a reputation of like, oh God, Sarah's going to try to kiss me. Or thank God I didn't get in more trouble for like doing
Good
naughty
Lord,
things.
that would not fly today.
No, it wouldn't at all. I mean, I wasn't like...
Sarah was a predator.
I wasn't like assaulting them. They were all like... It was like I wanted... Yes, I wanted to kiss them and I didn't get to. Or I wanted to kiss them and said, hey, we should like practice kissing. And then I did. And then they didn't like that afterwards.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to give a big kiss to is our Brooklyn and sheets.
Oh my God. I love mine so much.
Tell them what happened.
I almost...
This is the best.
Almost lost them. Like I thought they were stolen. So I was doing my laundry and I had an emergency where I had to like leave my laundry and go handle a crisis happening at home.
Yeah.
Life, exactly. So I came back 7 minutes after the laundromat had closed.
Yeah.
And I thought it was closing at 10. It really closed at 9. It was a whole thing. So I go, okay, well, I know they're safely in the dry cleaner or the dryer. So, or I hope they are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come at the moment that this place opens at 7 a.m. the next morning. 7 a.m., bright and early. I'm right there as soon as the door opens. And it's on an automatic lock. So it's not even a person who comes and opens it who would be able to go in the back and look. All my sheets are gone.
Yeah.
Gone. 4 days went by where I kept going by and no
She was like
soul.
mourning.
I was mourning.
She was
I went out and
sleeping
bought
on
new
just
sheets. I was like, and let me tell you, once you go Brooklyn, you can't go back.
This is why people get mad that they can't fast forward through our commercials.
Like, no.
Because we have real stories.
I do, and this is true.
Yeah.
You cannot go back. And I missed them. I was like, please God. It turned out to be okay because I went there, no joke, 4 days later. And they were like, oh, she was real nice and she bagged everything up, folded, bagged up. It's like she did the work for me. And now, oh my God, they're in the back of my car right now. I'm going to go put them on tonight. Oh, thank God.
Boy, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
That is the truth because I tried the other stuff. I'm like, those are my emergency laundry day. Like those are not.
They're for like if you paint and you need a throw.
Correct. Because the quality difference.
Here's the scoop. Brooklinen makes gorgeous luxury sheets without the markup. They skip the middleman. You know how it all works. Yes. Best of online bedding category by Good Housekeeping. You can buy them individually, so you can buy different styles and patterns and colors and mix and match, which we do love. Like softness, comfort, essentials to help you relax. Brooklinen has it all. I couldn't recommend their products more for graduates, newlyweds, friends, family, or treating yourself to the bedroom upgrade you deserve. Get 10% off and free shipping anytime when you shop at brooklinen.com and use promo code BRAIN. Brooklinen is so confident in their products that all their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. Again, to get 10% off and free shipping, go to brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com and use promo code BRAIN. Brooklinen, everything you need to live your most comfortable life.
Yep. And you know what? Less expensive than the new ones that I bought.
Right, to replace these so-called missing ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like,
lesson learned.
This is so expensive. Yep. Pick up your laundry, people, and buy some Brooklinen sheets.
Okay. Now, here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What is the deal with when people lose... Wait, what were you talking about before we talked about Brooklinen? Because I wasn't actually done with that.
Yeah.
You being bullied.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah.
It's like, yeah, what about that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. A lot of times, for being a know-it-all, that was kind of it. Is like,
That's fair.
That's totally fair. I would have bullied me too. And like... It's I'm answering every question. I'm like can't shut up in class.
Yeah, what is that urge that you have to do that? What'd you say?
I think I don't know. That's like where I put my value in that, and I maybe didn't feel valued in other categories of my life, or like so when everything else doesn't feel very balanced, that you need a lot of praise or a lot of attention or a lot of recognition or pats on the back or validation in a specific category that you identify as like, this is important to me, when really it was like I needed other stuff. If I felt like I was safe at home, if I felt like I had, a good, well, I did have good friendships, but if I felt more secure and like knew who my identity was a little more like fixed, then I probably wouldn't need that. But it never felt like, I was understood. And and a lot of it was that I wasn't being believed for something that was really big and important. So I needed to be believed for the things that were 100% like, I have the right answer. There's no questioning this. I know this to be true, and here's why.
Yeah, I understand that.
And that felt good.
You never bullied anyone, though?
Oh, my God, it was the opposite. I was friends with, and there's still people who, they're like, some of the oddballs from my high school I went through my Facebook messages the other night, and I found ones from, like, those kids who were like...
That's what happened to me. Yeah. I have gotten so many messages from people being like, thanks for being nice to me. And
like
it's
that.
like,
oh, Sue.
I can't believe...
So sweet.
That's so sad, though, that these people were... It's not like I was Mother Teresa. They had something to offer. They were funny and interesting. And, I mean, come on now.
Shout out to Vin Dong, who used to call me every single day after school, and we would talk on the phone, and he was so cool.
Shout out to Vin Dong.
Yeah. He was
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. And he sent me a message recently, and I was like, what up, dude?
Wow. Yeah. I bet he's doing real well. I did have girls throw food at me in the cafeteria.
Oh man. That's
rude.
The worst.
That is so rude.
Yeah.
French fries. I mean, why waste carbs?
Also, but like classic high school move.
It seems like really dumb.
I had ones who would spit on me because I have big
gross.
curly hair, and then they wouldn't tell me, and so I'd be walking around with like.
That is terrible.
I used to love to wear those Adidas like rip away pants, and they were kind of baggier, and there would be like Lukey on the back, and there were two people in particular.
Who? Name them.
Oh, what was his name?
It's a boy?
One boy and one girl. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Was he straight?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Maybe not straight now that you say that. Kind of like, okay.
One of the gals.
Now that you say that, a little bit of that.
Oh, the gardener's back.
The gardener is back. It is garden o'clock. What was his name? I want to call him out, too.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. I wish I remembered it. I don't remember either of their names. I clearly blocked them.
You can announce it on your Insta story.
Yeah, I should. Just call him out.
No shout out to that person.
No shout out. You get 0 shout out. Watch, they're like a big fan now.
Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
This was what I was going to say before.
Yeah.
You know these stories where people lose their dog?
Yeah.
And then it fucking shows up like 1,000 miles away? Or what?
Are you going to tell the story about the dog that came 100 miles just to bite its owner?
No, but that's way better than my story.
Okay, never mind. Scratch that.
Tell me what happened.
Scratch that.
Tell me right now.
Well, I just read the headline, and then I didn't. It was like, dog returns home only to bite the owner for abandoning it. And I didn't read anymore.
Dog, get out of here. That is
like
great.
The dog traveled home
that's a
100
feel-good
miles.
Story.
And the dog was like, fuck you.
And
then was like, I'm out.
How did we know about this? Did this guy report it?
I'm going to have to look that story up for sure. But back to your dog story. That's probably way better.
Was in the Associated Press, and it was just about a dog who was lost in Florida in 2007.
Oh my gosh.
So 12 years ago, and was found in Pittsburgh the other day.
What?
That's what made me read it.
Well, first of all, how is that dog still alive?
Exactly. I
the
have
dogs
so many
don't live
questions.
that
and
we're
still
talking
remembered.
A dog that is. Come on, that dog's got to be like 20.
Conspiracy theory.
Or is it like
it was a chip? It had a chip, and
oh my god, that dog was like. Do you think that because sometimes dogs? So my aunt's dog recently passed away, and God, that gardener is loud.
Hold on. All right, he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know where we left off, but it was about the dog.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, right.
So, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. How old is this freaking dog? How old was this dog when it ran away?
It must
fresh out the womb?
Well, and that's what would make you think that they wouldn't be invested in the owner that much. Or,
good point.
Like, care. And maybe he doesn't. But the dog's now back with its owner. But, where was he all that time?
Yeah.
Was he just walking the Appalachian Trail? I mean, I find that.
What if he's writing his own version of Wild?
Or what's A Walk in the Woods, Bill Bryson's book is about the Appalachian Trail. Because it's like, were you with a family?
Oh.
Like, because 12 years?
And how's the dog eating? How's the dog? I mean, I know that like dogs.
We have questions for the dog.
I have a ton of questions.
What does it keep in the trunk of its car?
Oh my God, stop. That's hilarious.
Question, that's everyone. Feels like a phone.
What do you keep in the trunk of your car?
What you should keep in the trunk of your car is the phone number or web address for Lightstream, because the holidays are approaching, and you don't want to be thinking about, I got to save some money. I mean, we're stressed.
Yeah.
It's that time of year.
Maybe you're still paying off last year's
holiday
stuff, and you're like, I need to reduce some of these rates.
Do you need to consolidate your high-interest credit card balances?
Yes.
We know you do. Try Lightstream. Many of our family members and a lot of Brainiacs have used this, and they really love it, and that makes me happy. Yes. They have an application online that's super easy, not intimidating, and there are no fees, and you can get your money as soon as the day you apply, which I think is great. And you can get a really low rate, and it's a fixed rate. So it as rates continue to rise, your low rate won't, which is great. And just for our listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount. The only way to get the discount is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% autopay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more information.
Yes, please do.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know what's up with this dog, but like we're never going to get the answer.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
I just wanted to pose the question, because here's what happens whenever we do this. Then the Brainiacs will message me and be like, I'm a vet, and I know why dogs do that. And then they'll, like, answer.
I know. I'm like, for some reason, I thought you all of a sudden had an answer.
No, I wish. I'll get one, though.
But I'm going to real quick. Dog returns home to bite owner. I'm going to, like, see if it comes up. Yeah, dog travels more than 150 miles to bite the owner who abandoned him. New Mexico resident Santiago Martinez took his annual road trip to Albuquerque for his vacation. This year, though, he made the decision to abandon his beloved family pet, Snuggles.
That's not okay.
And why would you name a dog Snuggles and then abandon it? Okay.
Right.
It says, before the trip, Martinez apparently told friends that he was sick of the useless mutt because he had to take the damn dog everywhere I go. First gas stop, and I'm dumping him there. However, a few days into his vacation, Santiago was relaxing on the beach when he spots his dog in the distance. Rubbing his eyes in his amazement, he also racked with guilt, he calls out for his old buddy Snuggles. Witnesses to the scene said, we heard someone shouting the dog's name and running towards the beautiful little dog. As they got closer to each other, it became clear that the cute little dog was now in attack mode and lunged towards the man. We heard a terrible scream as the dog latched onto the man's upper thigh and would not let go. The witnesses added that after what seemed like an age, the dog finally let go of the now torn and bloodied thigh of Martinez and bolted out of sight.
Do you think that's true, that's why?
Yeah.
That it was, like, resentful about the abandonment?
Kind of. Why I think so is because my dogs know when, like, they punish me with whatever.
Yeah.
And Bo is a faker. She's like a drama queen. Like, she got into it with another dog. My friend brought his dog over, and, they were, like, totally fine. And then one time, I don't know what happened, they, like, got into it. And, there was, like, a little dog scuffle, and we had to, like, pull them apart. And then afterwards, Bo was, like, limping. Like, oh my God, I'm so hurt. And I was like, Bo, are you okay? Like, being all sweet. Then I have to go to work, or I would go somewhere and, like, leave. And, like, I'm like, yeah, you hang out here, watch the dogs, whatever. They were like, your dog was fine the whole time, like, walking around like normal. And as soon as she heard you at the door, she started limping again. She's a freaking faker.
No.
And then was fine the next day.
Believe
fine.
that?
I don't know, but I saw it. I saw her, like, with me be like, and then 2 seconds later, she'd be fine.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, Bo.
I kind of love it.
I kind of love it too.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that we're together.
Yeah.
And Sigmund, like, he was just all about revenge and was like, oh, you want to get mad at me? Well, I'm going to go pee on that suitcase over there that you like. He would pick something that we liked if I punished him. And I know that he knew what he was doing because, like, he would do something like pee on the shoes in the closet after I punished him for digging in the trash can. And I'd be like, Sigmund, and like, pull him away from there and give him a little smack on the butt. Gentle. It's fine.
I think the right person got custody beach, though.
I totally agree. And I watched Sigmund for a week I got a reminder of what that was like. I was like, Jesus Christ. I had to plan an extra. I was late everywhere I went because this little MFer wouldn't go, Bo. I just go, Bo, okay, Bo, time to go outside. And she goes right outside.
Yeah.
Sigmund's like, I know what you do. I go outside, you shut the door, and then you don't come back for a few hours. So he runs around and hides.
Wow.
So now I got to chase this freaking dog or like trick it. And the only thing he wants to chase is the vacuum because he wants to attack it. So I have to like get the vacuum out, pretend like I'm going to vacuum outside. So he runs outside, and then I pull it back inside, shut the door behind him before he can come in. He's right to not trust me, but I have to use these tricks because he is being a little dickhead.
Yeah, total dickhead.
Total. So I can imagine Sigmund being like, "Oh, well, I'm going to come back and I'm going to bite you," or he would just like pee on something.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to come all the way back and I'm going to pee on right there on that seat you were sitting on.
Did they interview Santiago about this?
Oh no, it didn't say.
See, because maybe Santiago would say, "Well, that's why I got rid of her because she's aggressive and cuckoo crazy." We don't know. We didn't get that side of the story.
Yeah, we did not. This is a one-sided. But, like, look at how cute the dog is. Snuggles.
Oh,
Snuggles is real cute.
And with a name like that.
Yeah.
Did we already talk about how, I keep bringing this up, how I think it's funny that Smucker's slogan is, with a name like Smucker's, it has to be good. I'm like, I have to poke some holes in that logic.
Yeah.
But with a name like Snuggles.
Smuckers.
Yeah, but Smuckers, it has to be good? I beg to differ.
Yeah, and it sounds too close to Smuckers.
Of course it does.
Right, which is like a
and
bad
it's just
thing.
not a good name. It's a family name, which I get. But don't act like that means it's yummy.
I loved the slogan for Schlotzsky's.
What was it?
Funny name, serious sandwich.
And they're delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Where's one of those places? I can't find any anywhere. It's like only exists in airports that I never go to.
They should have used the slogan with a name like Schlotzsky's. It has to be good.
Yes.
But they probably couldn't because the fucking idiots at Smuckers.
I was almost called it Schmuckers. Schmuckers. That's what they...
Now
come
that,
on.
That's
there you
a
go.
good name.
Oh, this
Schmuckers.
is hilarious. If you had a restaurant, what would it be called? Or any store. Do you have like an idea for like a store, like or something that you would?
I've
have you
never
ever
thought
of?
about this
I
in
think
my
about
life.
this all the time. What would I name
yours,
places?
You just want to tell me what yours is.
No, I just like
Let's
I've
hear
go
it.
through but I don't have. Remember the pizza place that I wanted to call Jesus Crust?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
That one was a good one. But then I realized I found out that some movie like used that name.
Okay.
But after I had already been
Oh.
talking about it, and this is the crazy part, in the movie. I was living in San Francisco when this was like a hot idea, and in me where I like talked about this all the time. Like I would like talk about it, and yeah, and so then somebody tells me, "Oh, did you see this movie?" And the character in it is like a goth chick who owns a pizza place called Jesus Crust.
What if her name was Tuesday Sacrifice?
And I was like, "Was this based off me?" And then I was like, "Sarah, no, that is an absolutely narcissistic thought."
And it is
Totally,
but
100%.
it's still possible.
You know.
People copy your ideas all the time.
This is true.
Your Jesus Crust, that reminded me of a story I read about a guy who ran a marathon and he wore a shirt that said Jesus saves. And then in the middle of the marathon he had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
It gets better.
What?
The person that helped him was named Jesus.
No!
Yes,
no!
saved his life.
This is a great story.
This is a good
I
story.
have actual goosebumps.
Yes.
This is it. This is the this is the mwah, mwah. I just love it.
So Jesus did save.
That's so cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I just love that. Like,
do you think there's anything to it? Or do you think this is just
coincidence. Yeah, and I did listen to something recently about coincidences and how we think that like all coincidence, like, oh my God, what are the chances? But if you really look at the math, pretty good. That there are, because you look at how many people are on the planet, how many people are, at this specific point in their day, how many people, like, when you really look at it, the, like, odds of having a similar experience or something like that happening, the coincidences happen all the time.
Yeah. This
But
one
when they
seems
do it it's so awesome, and I love it.
specific, though, because depending on where the marathon was, which I did not write down, it would be very rare to meet a Jesus.
Right.
I mean, here there's a lot of Jesuses.
Right. Oh, good
But
point.
in other parts of the country, there aren't. So I would be interested to know.
I love this. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that is kind of like a perfect... so this is kind of like what the article about coincidences that I was reading. And I'll send this to you to post because this was a Vsauce. I got really into those. Like I had a night not too long ago where like I was didn't come up for air till like 4:00 in the morning, and I was watching all these Vsauce videos, and one of them was this coincidence one, and it blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, send the link. We'll put it in our newsletter. If you want to sign up for it, you can go to our website, thebraincandypodcast.com. We send it out once a week, every Friday. No spam.
No, just the good stuff.
Just the good stuff. Yeah.
And so if you think about like how many people would be running look at all the marathons that are taking place. Like we're talking the 5Ks, the 2.5, the one where there are a lot.
Yes.
On any given weekend.
Yeah.
Tons.
Yeah.
So now you look at all those, and what is the likelihood of somebody being religious and wearing a Jesus Save shirt?
Yeah.
I bet that there are like at least 10 people in running marathons.
Come on.
I bet if you really look at the numbers,
okay,
like in all the marathons in all of the United States that are happening in that summer or whatever, I bet multiple people had the clever idea to wear like some sort of like religious shirt.
And then to have a heart attack. And then to have the person treating you be named Jesus.
Then it starts, then it makes,
But it's a great coincidence.
Yes.
And it's super
I
fun.
love them. And I totally am like into all the woo-woo stuff anyway. So I'm like, bring it on. I love it.
Yeah, well, it makes life rich when you can appreciate those things. And I'm reading a book right now about signs.
Yes.
Which I'm not really into that.
I am.
Well, yeah,
Hobby.
but I think it's cool, and I liked it because it was teaching you how to look for them.
Yes.
And as I said, I'm not into it, but it does make you more aware of what's going on around you, and so it's like almost mindfulness practice.
Yes, it is.
But about something kind of fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I always say like when you have a feeling of deja vu, or you start having all these signs that it means you're like in the right place.
Yeah.
And I think they're fun to share because, like, maybe other people are like, oh, my God, me too.
Well, it's like, who cares if it's bullshit?
Yeah,
it makes your life rich.
Totally.
So leave us a 5-star fucking review.
Yeah, come on, man. Makes our life rich.
And tell a friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.